Hi, Kendra. How are
Hi.
you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I watched the first episode of Suddenly Amish, where we, of course, are
Mhm.
introduced to this new show and you. So, walk me through your first few days in the Amish community. Obviously, we get to see it play out on the show, but what are some like behind the scenes things of like, wow, I was really shocked that they actually don't have this or don't do this?
Yeah, it's rough. Like it was the hardest thing, and I'm not even being dramatic. Like I went into it as an English person being like, "Oh, it's gonna be cute. We're gonna milk some cows, churn some butter, put on a bonnet, like easy." And then I get there and it's like, actually no. Like this is a whole different lifestyle, whole different culture. Like not only with like how they dress, but like their morals, how they view things, their faith, like just living in general. So walking in, I was like, "Oh yeah, I got this." And then the first interaction, I was like, "Actually, no, I don't got this." Like it's a lot harder than you think.
Seeing Kendra's dress was alarming to me. I don't know why someone would dress that way to coming to the Amish community.
So I'm a dancer,
Okay?
and we book our jobs based off of our body.
Yep.
Like when we go to auditions, it's literally all skin, like bra and small shorts.
The Amish would see it as lust. Lust would be the issue with the immodest dress or skin showing. And, and we would see that as evidence of a lack of something. In other words, I don't want to see a display of your body.
And in the first episode, we see that on your first day in the Amish community, Bishop Vernon pulled you aside and questioned you for what you chose to wear on your first day. And,
Yeah.
and you're kind of questioned also like why you were joining the community. We saw that play out as the audience. You were obviously visibly upset. You went back in tears, crying. At that point, was there any doubt that you would leave?
No. Um, I I'm at a very transitional period in my life, right? And there were so many reasons for why I came, and those reasons were way stronger than just being put down for what I was wearing. I was there for a purpose and a reason, and even though it was really hard and I got hit with like a lot of hard truths about myself that I just didn't want to accept, I wanted to like see it through and continue why I was there.
Yeah. And we saw that some of your castmates, at least in their confessional, some of them were like, well, why would she wear that? Other ones were more sympathetic. Overall, once you confided in them right after that conversation with Bishop Vernon, who was the most comforting, who was the most helpful to you at that moment in that time?
Definitely my girl BJ, for sure. And yeah, I think from an outside perspective, without knowing me or my story, they'd be like, "Yeah, why are you wearing that? Like, you're literally
Yeah.
going to an Amish community and like your boobs are half out, your butt is maybe out." I mean, it wasn't, but like in my mind, what I was wearing like wasn't bad. It was a dress from Target. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And like I live in LA, like there's
Yeah.
people that wear far less than that, and
Yeah.
so. Especially with growing up as like a dancer, like we're put in tiny outfits from the age of like 4 and 5. Like we're over sexualized at such a young age. So what I was wearing was like normal for me. I personally didn't see anything wrong with it, but going into a culture that lives completely different, like yeah, that's a huge drastic difference.
You'll need to integrate into the Amish community.
In our Amish house, there is no electricity.
No AC.
This is our outhouse.
You got to be lying.
Women do the laundry. Oh no.
Ew.
We're gonna be making some pads today.
Oh, like period pads?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
We also saw in the first episode that Esmeralda had a hard time giving up certain things like her eyelashes, her nails. That
Mhm.
also had to do with like the way she was brought up. What were some things that you had a hard time letting go of?
I mean, you're letting go of everything when you're there. And that's, you think it's going to be easy until you actually do it. Like for me, I have this cross necklace that I have had on since I gave my life to God. Like it's so important for me. Um, I haven't taken it off in like a year and a half, and having to take that off. And it's not just like a look, like it wasn't a look thing for me. Like it meant so much more to me, like how far I've come in my life. Like that was a staple, right? So like having to give that up, having to give up, like, yeah, the superficial things, the eyelashes, the makeup, your clothes. Like I had no clothes,
Yeah.
no clothes. I was wearing BJ's clothes because I had no clothes. So, even like the Bible that I had, it wasn't like the same Bible that they had. So I had to literally, you're literally giving up everything going to this experience, and even your phone,
Mhm.
right? Like I had to give up my phone. I didn't think that was going to be hard. Um, but you have to do it, if you want to live this lifestyle.
And we also it was teased at the end of episode one that you and Matt might have something. We know that you thought he was cute when he walked in. Can
Yeah.
you tease anything about you and Matt and what we can expect in the next episodes?
I would say, everyone loves a good love story, but you'll have to see what actually happens.
Oh,
You don't know what's coming. I'll just say that.
okay, ominous, ominous. Okay, I'll
But
take
in a
it.
good way.
Okay, okay, good. In the first episodes, you also said that there was something you wanted, there was more you wanted to live,
Yeah,
and that was part of the reason why you wanted to come and do this. Do you think you got that in your experience?
absolutely. Absolutely. The growth. I mean, even within the first episode, there's so much growth because it's like they Amish tell it how it is, right? Like they do not hold back. They share their opinions, and I just became a Christian a year and a half ago. So there was things that I was already getting convicted from God about that I felt, and there was things that I was already trying to change in my life. And then to have like an outside perspective telling me the same exact things, it was kind of like, okay, God, like I hear you. I know why you brought me here, you know?
Yeah, yeah. And you also talked about you had some regrets about some decisions you made with men, your OnlyFans
Yeah.
prior to joining this situation, be joining the Amish community. Would you say that you were able to forgive yourself throughout and did this experience help you in forgiving yourself?
Yeah, it like makes me want to cry like thinking about it. Um, sorry.
No, don't
Um,
apologize. It's okay. Okay.
no, like this whole opportunity has been so life-changing. And yeah, like I held on to a lot of shame and regret with my past, and being given this like fresh opportunity, right? Like it really was like I said, like an opportunity from God, because that's not the person that I am. And I was really struggling, like even with how I dress, because internally I was feeling a different way than how I was being perceived. And I was so confused on like that clash. And then talking to Bishop Vernon and like even Sarah and Alan and getting their perspective, I'm like, oh, like I didn't realize like that I was literally the cause of my own pain, if that makes sense. And so from all of this, like living more prayer and like getting an outside perspective and like growing more in my faith, I finally feel that like forgiveness that God gives me, right? And now it's like from here on out, like I'm not looking back at that old life. I'm not gonna allow guys to treat me like that. I'm not gonna allow myself to treat myself like that. Um, so yeah, I think that I mean this whole thing has just been so life-changing.
Yeah, that's a lot to deal with and to
Yeah.
process all at once for like anyone, especially during such a big life change as well of like leaving everything you know behind. Was
Yeah.
there one moment or one conversation that was like an aha for you, or was it like gradually a whole bunch of little things that just led up to the realization?
I think one of the things that Bishop Vernon says, and I'm not sure if it's in the episode, but he said something like, I'm talking to you, and I feel like the way that you're dressed is not the person that I'm talking to. And that was like that realization for me, like that's literally how I've been feeling. Like there's a disconnect, like something is not aligned. How I'm getting treated and like how men approach me is I feel so disrespected, and I was confused because internally I'm like, why? Like I go to church all the time. I don't go out and party. I barely drink. I don't sleep with guys. Like I'm literally like at the dog park or at church, right? And so I'm like, why are guys meeting me with such like sexualization and what? And then when he said that, I was like, oh my God, you're right. Like I'm literally dressing for that attention, not even realizing it. And then I think gradually, like, the more and more I would learn from Sarah and Alan or James and Emma or the Bishop, I was just like, oh my gosh, like, it's so eye-opening. And I'm like, thank God, right? Like it's because now I'm living life with like this whole different perspective.
Yeah. Well, now that you are living life in this whole different perspective, what are 3 words to describe this moment in your life right now and how you're feeling?
I would say grateful, like beyond grateful, forgiven, and I think just like change, right? Like it, because I would not go through and like follow up on this amazing opportunity if I didn't like if I was completely happy with in my life and like content where I was at, why do this, right? But I was eager for that life change. I was eager for something different. I wanted a life perspective, like a different perspective. And so yeah, I don't know, I'm so grateful for everything.
Yeah, that's great. It's a good place to be. And what is 1 word to describe what's to come in Suddenly Amish?
Drama. Drama. Yeah.
We love some drama. We love
Buckle
some
up.
drama. And lastly, what's 1 word to describe your experience on the show?
Oh, chaotic.
Wow, good words. Maybe not for you personally. The chaos isn't always as fun to live through in real life,
Yeah. But
but
it's all like it's definitely a thriller, I'll say that for sure.